everybody. Welcome to the Morning Metro. It is October 5th, 2019. We, of course, your hosts. Well, actually, not of course. Well, Gertron's back. And Cappy's here. And we have three hosts. We have three hosts for the show, not just two hosts for the show, which is kind of gonna make for an interesting everythings. But yeah, how are you guys this morning? Hello.
I'm good.
Looking forward. Oh, sorry. Not looking forward to an hour drive to get a new car. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's ironic you say that because Gertron just sold his car.
Yeah.
And
I know. I was like, well, that's gonna be awkward for the intro.
So one sold a car, one's getting a new car, and I'm just sitting here sipping coffee.
It works.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
not too happy about it, but
I
I
have
have an eye on a car.
Why do you need to get a new car? What happened to yours?
I think the axle broke on mine when I was driving it yesterday. So.
You mean when you were wrecking it?
Oof.
No, I didn't wreck it. It was drivable to get home, but I think there's major damage going on.
Oof. That's a yikes.
Yeah.
So also, I love what Z Bluetooth said in chat. Cappy is actually buying Gertron's car. Dun dun dun.
Which car did you have, by the way, Gertron?
I had a 2008 Chevrolet Cobalt. What's funny?
That's the car I have.
Oh, is it dark blue?
No, it's silver.
Oh my. Well, okay then.
Alrighty then. All right, plot twist.
I swear, if you'd have said it was dark blue, I'd be like, what?
No, I actually have a 2008 Chevy Cobalt too.
Oh, that's
is it
too.
the sedan version or the coupe version?
Sedan.
Okay.
4-door.
Mine was the coupe.
Yeah. I absolutely loved it. Like, it was one of my favorite cars, but unfortunately I had to get rid of it. I'm thinking about getting a 2014 Chevy Impala though.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
Well,
I'm going to no vehicles.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't need one.
speaking of vehicles, we need to get this vehicle going. So let's go ahead and cover our first article. I'm assuming this is our first article. I think was. Are we doing? Oh wait.
We're going by the numbers.
By the
Going
numbers. Oh, I'm first apparently. Oh, I see. You messed me over. Awesome. All right. So, I don't know how to segue to this. This is. Well, actually, this could be counted as a vehicle, sort of. Apparently, they're able to now help a paralyzed man walk using brain-controlled robotic suit, and it kind of reminds me of I guess it's kind of like looking at Iron Man a little bit, sort of. Kind of Master Chief, yeah. Let's see. So does this have audio to it? It might have audio to it. Does it? No, I don't think it does. Well, anyway, so they're basically this paralyzed. So the for those of you listening via audio, I know you can never. I feel so bad for people listening via audio because they don't know what we're looking at, and it's really. I wish I could figure out how to inflect what we're looking at. But anyway, so it's a video here, and it has some text, and the text reads the following: This paralyzed man is walking by sending signals from his brain to a robotic. Exoskeleton. Exoskeleton, thank you. Scientists implanted 2 wireless sensors in his brain, and as I'm waiting for it to transition to the next text, they are in the areas that control movement and sensation. This is actually really, really cool. The sensors collect brain signals and send commands to the exoskeleton.
That's very nice. I imagine at some point what you're going to find is a lot of different people will be wearing a suit. Maybe not exactly like this. This is almost like a prototype, so to speak. But imagine a more skin-tight suit.
The man learned how to steer in different directions by training on a virtual avatar. That's kind of, so what, like VR kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trial was part of a study published in the medical journal, The Lancet Neurology, I think is what it said. But the text disappeared really, really quick. I couldn't read it quick enough. Ours is the first semi-invasive wireless brain computer system. Is quote saying. Designed for long-term use to activate all 4 limbs. The system is still a long way from clinical application, study authors say. As I wait for this to... Oh, is that it? Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, so yeah, so apparently, so to kind of, since that was in parts here, so basically, they were able to create this exoskeleton, and it allows the guy to walk upright, and he can, you know, just function like an, you know, mostly normal individual, and that's really cool, because there's a lot of people that, you know, either are, you know, born disabled and they're not able to walk like a normal person, or they have, you know, like, especially guys who come back from like, you know, war situations and become, you know, paralyzed from one thing or another and stuff. This is really very cool, and it shows a lot of really great, you know, promise and stuff. What do you boys think of this?
First off, we're not boys, we're men.
Gentlemen, what do you think of this? All right. Continue.
I honestly think this might become an actual thing to happen really soon because of what we covered last time on the Morning Metro. We covered thread-based transistors, meaning that it can send electrical signals over the body, or fabric and other things like that. So
yeah,
it possibly could become maybe a skin tight suit or something to that nature. It could be just an implant on the leg or on the brain, like they say here.
Yeah,
that is very true. The way technology is going, they probably could, depending on where you're actually paralyzed at, legitly put an implant in there and in your brain, that whenever your brain thinks a certain way, it activates the implant and gets your muscle to do
for sure
what's actually being done. So basically, you're rewiring, re-neuralizing the body.
Yeah. My only question is, what is the battery life like on that? Like, do you have to like?
Now let's think about this.
Yeah.
With that particular suit, yes, it probably does have a battery life. But if we look farther in the future where it's just implants, your body itself generates its own electrical current. You could potentially set it up in such a way that your own body powers the implants.
Or the second option is nuclear waste encapsulated in a diamond.
Really?
I'm saying the idea of carrying around nuclear waste in my body is
I'm radioactive. It's like that song Imagine Dragons. Radioactive.
Well, right now it's going through clinical studies and trials and tests and other things like that. Oh,
you were serious?
So far, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's serious.
Yeah.
Okay then.
And so far, no radiation has been detected outside of this diamond, so to speak.
Oh, all right.
Artificial people diamond will be killing each other to get the diamonds out for the money. I'm just saying.
It's not a full-fledged diamond. It's a cubic zirconia, which is a fake diamond, so to speak.
Huh. This I didn't know about this. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I could kind of, well, something I've never understood though is like when you watch, like, you know, elderly people, they get old and they don't walk upright like they're supposed to, and like that's never settled well with me. Like I've never understood that, and so like my thing is like, is there a way we could like help even like the really old people like be able to, you know, walk properly, not be, you know, having like, could you use like these neural implants to help like parts of their body that aren't as strong as they used to be, or as, you know, like
I'm not too sure on that, because a lot of that is then purely muscle related. Even with the implants, the implants themselves are just sending signals. I don't think it's going to do anything to strengthen muscles. You would have to not only have the implants, but while using the implants, work those muscles, get those muscles working again to strengthen muscles to where the implants can send the signals and your body can actually handle it. Older people, the reason they're hunched over is usually because of bad posture, bones degrading and forcing them over. So not only would you need the implant, but you would need to also, well, fix their bones. I think there's too much there that would need to be fixed before the implants could really do much work. And by the time you fixed all those other issues, they might not need the implants at all.
Let me read some chat here. So Bork says the third option is inject a mini lightning bolt for enough energy. Yeah, you could. And Grid, all it does is trigger things, technically not fix them in a way. I mean,
yeah, exactly. All it does is send electrical impulses. If the body part is already degraded enough to where it can't move at all without causing additional harm, then the signal's going to go, and the body's either the body's just not going to respond to it because it can't respond to it because the bones can't work, or the signal's strong enough that it forces the body to move, causing extreme pain / possible damage.
Yeah. I mean I feel like my brain just exploded from trying to take all that information. So yeah, I don't know.
But it is a good idea. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, for sure.
Great idea. But before somebody would quote unquote qualify for it, there would have to be a lot looked at as exactly why it's being used and if that something can be fixed without it.
True. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, interesting.
And somebody who's just paralyzed because a part of their spine happens to be broken and that can't be fixed, or would take a whole bunch to fix it, but the rest of their bones are just fine. They're just ragdoll at this point.
Yeah. Putting
the signals in would be just fine because everything else is fine. You just need to make sure to send the signals where it needs to go.
Yeah. My only other question is that, like, because the suit that he was wearing looked kind of clunky, like physically. And so how is it getting around, through doorways, upstairs, in and out of cars? Like, that's like, especially if if they go to travel and they need to, like, oh, I gotta get my exoskeleton.
That's the big
well,
thing.
yeah, I know it's a
proof of concept. Once they actually figure out, yes, this will work, yes, this is beneficial, then they go from this is the prototype to now we're going to make it again, but we're going to slim it down. I mean, what this suit looks like to me is the power suit that the military use, basically, which they do exist, except for the military's power suit that they use is a lot more compact, a lot smaller. I imagine what will end up happening is the suit will end up looking similar to that, probably even smaller as technology improves. And that's what I expect to happen, basically. But Cappy,
I definitely agree with what Gertron says. I mean, this is definitely clearly a prototype. Definitely just doing research on it right now, and honestly, I think that'll definitely become a lot smaller than what we see and what we saw in the video.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, like that's fine. Again, I was just kind of like, how does this gonna, look as it, as it goes along with things.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely it's a cool concept for sure, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the results of it. So, and speaking of other cool things, and this is an article that's going to go into Cappy. Yes, the Microsoft phone is really happening. So do you want to talk about this, Cappy, introducing the Surface Duo?
Yeah. So Microsoft is making an Android phone. Pretty much what this device is a 2-screen phone. It's similar to foldable phones that are coming out, like that just recently came out, like the Samsung Galaxy Fold, except it doesn't have a full flexible OLED display on it.
But does it blend?
Good question. So Microsoft had a huge event in New York on Wednesday. Pretty much they announced a plethora of new Surface devices, and the Surface Duo is actually the cell phone that they're producing.
Hold on, I have to hold on a second. I love this. We go from amazing technology to weird technology.
No, actually, this is how technology is going. Like with laptops and other things like that. A lot of people are looking for dual displays because of productivity. Just ease of access and other things like that.
Did you see?
Isn't this just like a tiny laptop that they're selling, basically?
Pretty much, it is a tiny laptop, except it's modified Windows 10 called Windows 10X.
Now, my question is, did you guys see the video from DIY Perks where he actually figured out how to mount a secondary display on a laptop? It's a really cool video.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
I'll send it to you after the show, Gertron. You can check it out.
I do want to point out the guy in this picture does not look happy at all.
Yeah.
Not that phone. He's just like, I'm here because they told me I had to be.
I'm here because I'm paid to. Now,
I don't like foldable phones. I'm just gonna say that right now. I think it is the worst idea ever. Reason.
Go ahead and reach.
Screens that are gonna flap together. Anything that gets in there, anything
dust,
is going
dirt,
to crack that screen. A pebble gets in there and you forget about it. Screen's cracked.
You drop your phone. Unless Cappy, aren't they? Although, isn't it not the normal conventional display? Isn't it something that's?
It doesn't matter. It's still glass, plastic, super bulletproof glass. It will break. I am honestly, I am sick and tired of these phone companies coming out with this is a really strong glass for your phone. Yeah, no, I've watched reviews of them. Even the new iPhone 11 that came out, which claimed that they have really strong glass. I watched a guy practice on it just to break it, just to see how much it would take. It didn't take that much, and they claimed that was their strongest glass yet.
Hold on, Cappy. What do you think about this? Because I know you brought up the article. What do you think about Gertron's statement with this?
I disagree with that because, one, if you do get dirt in it or like sand or anything like that, you'll have to be at a beach, and more than likely you're not going to bring this to a beach or anything.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten my regular phone and I've seen little things on it that if two phones got together, yeah, it would break. That's just me being in my room.
I like to point out something, actually. So I was once at an Army research lab like many years ago, and they were actually working on foldable displays actually would go on soldiers' arms. This technology comes out of the military. Like they've already had this stuff way before we even started hearing about it as a foldable display. And they're applying the same. It's basically the same or similar technology that the military already developed. I mean, half of the things we have usually come out of the military first. VR headsets, foldable displays, exoskeleton suits, like all that stuff. So what I'm saying here is that I hear both sides of this. I feel like I'm always the moderator in discussion. I'm listening to both sides of this. I think that it can work. That it would be fine, but it just depends on what are they doing with the screen to make it so that it's not, I don't know if the term, I think rigid's the wrong term, but the type where it's like able to handle folding and unfolding enough times that it's not like a problem. Now, I know that a couple months ago, Samsung tried to do the same thing, and they were having issues with their folding technology, where people said they were developing like cracks or something in the screen because the display couldn't. What was that about?
Actually, it wasn't the durability or anything. With the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the issue is a lot of reviewers were peeling off a film that was required to be on there for the flexible OLED to work.
Oh.
And the hinges would get dirt inside of the screen and other things like that, but it didn't cause any damages or anything like that. So Samsung decided to hold off on releasing that. And then I want to say in September, like a few weeks ago, actually, they re-released the Samsung Galaxy Fold with the plastic film being folded and tucked underneath, metal support for the OLED display, and a cover for the hinge for the Galaxy Fold.
Okay. Interesting. So the thing is that, like, I know I look at this one image here, and it's the Surface Duo here. My question is, how do you use something like that? Like, is one half a keyboard touchscreen, and is the other half a
Yeah. So both of them are actually touch displays. You can actually have one side of the screen show your app that you're using, and another one you can use for like browsing the internet, watching YouTube, and other things like that.
It's basically like having a dual monitor. Each side can do whatever you want it to do.
Yeah, it's precisely like that. It is like a dual monitor. But when you want to answer a call, the device actually folds. Instead of folding like this, it actually folds backwards, where the screens are on both sides, and you answer the call via the one that has the headset speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to make sure that anything that's on the other side that people
it's not sensitive information.
You don't have sensitive information there, and because otherwise,
that could be awkward.
It actually automatically shuts off when you fold it backwards.
Well, that's a little unsettling as well. I mean, I'm okay with the idea of it shutting off while you're on a phone call, but what if you're wanting to watch two videos, one on one side, one on the other, and it's the same video, but you're wanting to share that video experience with somebody else?
I think it automatically does it for calls.
Just for calls.
Yeah.
What if you want to just share the call?
Speaker.
I know.
He's just being facetious about it. It's fine.
They during this event, they also announced 4 other different products. They also announced the Surface Laptop 3, Surface Pro X, and a Surface Pro 7, and Surface earbuds, and the SQ1 custom ARM chip. Pretty much instead of the Surface Pro X and the Surface Pro 7 having Intel-based chips, they're actually coming out with a custom ARM chip. They partnered up with Snapdragon as well.
Oh, cool. Now
I will not be getting a foldable screen. I'll just point that out.
I'm still rocking my Note 4, guys. How old is this phone now?
9 years now.
I mean, giving money for a new
Note 4 release date was in 2014.
That's 5 years.
So 5.
Yeah.
That's as long as I've been streaming. I just realized. I've had this phone has that's a long time. Now something I want to talk about, Windows 10 X. Let's bring up as like a side article. This isn't in our show notes whatsoever. Okay, first of all, naming things. Microsoft's not the best at naming things, but is this just for their phones, or is this?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, if it's gonna be the next.
Actually,
from what it looks like.
Actually, no. So this version is built on a lighter version of Windows
10
Core OS, a successor to Windows 1 Core. Pretty much, it would make Windows more modular to work across phones, desktops, headsets, and other devices similar to Chrome OS.
OS specifically created for dual screen devices.
Yes, but also it's used for it can also be used for desktops and other things like that.
Because you have Windows IoT, like Internet of Things.
Mhm.
You have Windows IoT. You have Windows Core. You have, I think there's one other version of Windows 10 something. So like it, because what I find interesting is if you were to talk about the classic Microsoft versus Apple discussion. Now, you know, you have Apple with their OS X, whatever version it is now, I don't remember. And then you have iOS, and iOS and Mac OS are obviously like drastically different. Like they don't even have like, well, there's a couple of things that they don't have that, but they're just drastically different. Whereas Microsoft's approach is they're taking something that I guess they think that they know works, and they're using across like more devices. Does that give them more of a product edge over, say, something like Apple, where they have two separate OSs they have to maintain? Like, is it more?
Here's my thinking when it comes to that. You have an iOS, then you have the OS. I'm looking at it like this. I'm still going to think about it like this. Windows X is primarily for tablets and phones, not computers.
Cappy.
So normally I would agree with that, yes. But however, with Windows 10 looking towards the cloud, because that's where computing is going to end up, is via the cloud once we get better internet access in America.
Better internet.
Pretty much they're looking towards their Azure cloud-based services. Pretty much it's just think of it as like a Windows 10 farm, where there's a bunch of Windows 10 computers on a single cloud service. It's something similar to Chrome OS, where it doesn't take much to run, but the major computing power actually comes from the cloud infrastructure.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Okay. I was just, I don't know. I was just kind of like talking about it, and I'm just, you know, it's just like, this is, you know, this is that and everything. So, but hey, you know, we'll have to see how technology goes and take it from there. Segueing over to our next article. I think it's time we, I feel like we've kind of beaten this dead horse too much. Call PETA, Kappa, people eating tasty animals. So
it's time for politicalness.
Oh gosh. All right. So New York City bans use of illegals and illegal aliens. Okay. Wait. What? Wait.
Yep. And
wait. What?
State, Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York, is charging $250,000 for anyone who says illegal alien or immigrant, and anyone who turns one of these illegal aliens over to ICE. And if you don't know who ICE is, they're the Immigration Control Agency.
Immigration and Custom Enforcement.
There, I forgot what it stood for. Thank you. So,
okay. So is he saying you can't say the word at all in New York, or
that is correct? You can't say it at all.
So we're having wrong think police.
Exactly. If you say the word, he fines you $250,000.
How does he even know that you've said it?
Somebody could report you saying it. Somebody could record you saying it. And then all of a sudden you get fined $250,000. Which I think $250,000.
How about you?
That is outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were going to fine somebody for just saying a word, even though I disagree with that in general, fining somebody for saying a word or a phrase in this instance, I would not be charging $250,000.
Also, he's in violation of the Constitution, freedom of speech. You can't do that to somebody. That's directly violating it. You can't.
So I'm currently looking at the article.
Now it does say as high as $250,000.
Yeah,
it does say that. But that's still outrageous to say as high as.
Cappy, what's up?
Here's the thing, though. It's with intent to demean, humiliate, or harass a person.
Well, here's the thing. If you're an illegal alien, I call you an illegal alien, and you know you're an illegal alien. It's their decision to state whether or not it's demeaning, harassment, because you calling somebody illegal immigrant or illegal alien, I mean, it could be taken as harassment.
I mean, in 2019,
regardless.
anything is offensive. Just us being here is offensive.
Exactly.
I like not to sound like I'm not trying to mock here, but like I'm almost kind of half serious a little bit. But you can't. I've given up. I give up trying to say
now,
things.
And it gets even
just whatever.
Worse, is when it does state that if you turn somebody over, that's an illegal alien, you also could be fined up to $250,000. Where that at is in the article. I know a lot of this actually read or watched on the news channel, Fox News, and this is what they were saying. That's where most of my thought process came. I just needed to make sure I threw an article in here as well, to cover that. And I just think that is outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know, like I already know, like, New York, from other things that they've made rulings about and such. New York already has a number of issues and stuff, which I think is really sad, considering what has happened in New York years prior. Obviously, the September 11th attacks, obviously, you would have thought that would have, kind of changed people to kind of,
it
not
changed
think
them
this
for about a month, and then they all went back to normal.
Yeah, and it's really, really unfortunate. And the fact that, like, there's so many things about this that that's wrong and goes against people's ability to have freedom of speech or what they're allowed to say. Now, that doesn't mean that I think you should say everything. There are some instances where I think that you should keep certain things to yourself. Discretion is an option.
Okay, and Zapluto says freedom of speech is a principle that supports the freedom of individual or a community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear of retaliation, censorship, or legal sanction. The term freedom of expression is sometimes used synonymously, but includes any act of seeking, receiving, and imparting information or ideas regardless of the medium used. He states. And I personally think that freedom of speech and freedom of expression being used synonymously would protect the use of saying illegal immigrant, illegal alien, calling somebody that.
Yeah, it would. And it's okay. What's up? Go ahead.
So I actually looked at the article a little bit better. The reason why they're doing this is that there was a case involving this specifically. Pretty much what happened is a landlord that was in New York City started threatening one of his tenants who was undocumented, that he said, and I quote, "Have my money or I'm calling ICE," that pay period. It was fun and games when you calling DOB. Now it's fun and games calling immigration 12 times per day. They can deport you. I reported you to Immigration Boo. They know I'm the landlord to provide them keys, come directly to you. So in this case, it was threats and harassment.
Now, my whole feeling, okay, let me start over here. It depends on your perception of illegal immigrants in general. If you are a high favorite towards illegal immigrants, then you'll probably look at this and you'll say, yeah, it's harassment. He shouldn't be doing this. I'm looking at him like it's an illegal immigrant. They don't belong here. They don't deserve to be here because they decided to come here illegally. So as far as I'm concerned, the only rights they have is basic human rights. And
well, do you understand?
I don't fault them.
No, I'm not, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but the context is important here. Yeah. The landlord was using it as a threat against the person living in that apartment.
If
And
they're
that's-
illegal, then yeah, I see no problem with that.
No, I no,
they're
I
illegal, big
understand.
difference.
I understand that, but because of how the context of it was being used, that's where they're seeing it as a problem.
Yeah.
So, and even honestly, like, even just from a business standpoint, that wasn't really smart for him to do that. To like, whether he was legal or illegal, I don't care. I mean, landlords can just be vicious in general. Doesn't matter what you're, doesn't matter. They can like dislike your cat or dislike your face. And, and landlord tenants can be, depending on who it is, not all the time, but they can be really vicious about it. And in this particular instance, the landlord wasn't happy about not getting his rent for whatever reason or whatever it was, and he had a problem with it. So, I could sort of like, I don't think that you need to be like charged that much money for using the term. I think that's stupid. But I just, again, context is always super important, and that's why I'm trying to get to the point, it's yeah.
I mean, I understand the context of it, but again, I do still have to fall back onto what is your overall perception of illegal immigrants? What rights?
I don't think that's to do with
actually
perception in this case. If this was a case of a landlord, if this was a case of a landlord, it's not a case of perception. It's just that he decided to use it just as a threat because he didn't like that he didn't get his money.
If he knows that the person who's renting from him is an illegal alien, if that is the case, and I don't think it actually states here for certain that the person was an illegal alien.
Well, he must have said he must have been if he said it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what you would assume. But if it wasn't, and he was just saying, "I'm going to call ICE to deport you," and he's not an illegal alien, then I can say, "Yeah, that's threatening." But it's an illegal alien, so as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'd probably call and have him deported regardless. But he's okay. The landlord's being generous at this point, allowing an illegal immigrant to even rent a house or an apartment or whatever he's renting, period, because he's not supposed to be, the illegal immigrant's not supposed to be there anyways. The person renting it could potentially get in huge trouble anyways for housing an illegal immigrant and knowing that they're an illegal immigrant. There are fines for that kind of stuff. So him threatening because the guy ain't paying his rent, I almost can understand that to a degree, because he's like, I'm already being generous and not turning you over, and you're not paying me rent, which I'm not saying the rent is a bribe to keep him here. It's just what the rent is. And I'm just like, okay, so he has to resort to that. Who knows? You don't get to see the real backstory here. Maybe he's
there might have been, I think there was
months to pay the rent back, but
yeah, there's got to be more to it.
Resort to this.
There's got to be more to this than just what he said. Let me read it in chat here. So Zipluto says, I just don't think the landlord understood the pay or quit notice is, or what the pay and quit notice is. I'm not familiar with what the pay or quit.
I have an idea. I don't think it's the same term that we use, but basically pay or quit is most likely going to be defined as either you pay me for the service or get out. So it might basically be the same. If you don't pay your rent by this date, then you are out, and I'll have the police here to kick you out.
Pretty much it's an eviction notice.
And to that degree, if that's actually what was going on to a degree, for all we know, he was meaning, he's going to get ICE here to not only kick you out of this place you're renting, but also send you back to where you were supposed to, where you came from.
Yeah.
Which in that regard, I don't really see that as a threat. Because he mentioned the word ICE versus going to the police, because I believe New York is like a sanctuary city.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think, or at the very least, they're definitely against ICE, because otherwise they wouldn't be making all these rules.
It might be a little bit different in New York. I don't know, but in Pennsylvania, if you get an eviction notice, you have 2 weeks to move out, and that's it.
Okay.
If you get arrested by the police or anything, you're immediately evicted. You have no place to live.
I see.
New York has a pro sanctuary city law. So yes, New York does have, what sanctuary cities are basically is if you're an illegal immigrant and you're there, the police do not help ICE get you.
Okay.
Yeah, you go to jail, they don't share that information. So he could have called the police, but the police would have done nothing with ICE.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
rather than going to the police who would, probably, get him out of there, he went a step further. I want my money. So if you don't give me my money, not only will I get ICE here to kick you out of here, we're going to get you kicked out of the country as well.
Okay.
I don't see that as an issue.
I see. Cut out the middleman, lol.
Exactly. Cut out the middleman. Don't go to the police who will do nothing with ICE. Go straight to ICE, who will be more than happy to show up and be like, you're out of here.
Oh gosh. All right. I'm gonna head and move on here. Because we talked about this enough. Speaking of things that get kicked out and go under. Now this is interesting because I didn't know this. So the company Alpha Dream, who makes, I guess, the Mario and Luigi franchise, went bankrupt this week. So apparently, and this was actually a really short article I was going to read. Alpha Dream, the developer of the popular Mario and Luigi RPG series, has filed for bankruptcy, according to reports. Yahoo Japan states that the studio filed claim October 1st, following years of financial difficulty. As of March 2018, the company's debt stood at 465 million yen, approximately $4.3 million USD. Alpha Dream was first formed in 1991. Wow, that makes them, let's see, I'm 26, that makes them 27.
It makes them 20 years old.
Oh, 20 years old? Oh, okay.
28.
28.
Yeah,
28. I was going to say.
I forgot to add the extra 10 to it.
Then working as construction firm in the 2000s, the company's focus shifted to video games. It produced multiple Japan-only titles, as well as critically acclaimed Mario and Luigi series.
Hold up.
Yes.
They started as a construction firm,
Yep.
and then they moved from construction to video gaming. How does that work?
Very carefully.
I'm like, okay, we're going from building houses. We're done with houses. We're gonna build virtual houses. So much less work involved.
Now, I need to before I finish reading this. Let me finish reading this and then I'll talk about this because I don't want to mess up this process here. Produce multiple titles. Okay. So the line of games started with the Game Boy Advance entry, Superstar Saga, and went on to spawn further 4 main entries and 2 remakes. We awarded the most recent of those an 8 out of 10 in our Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Junior's Journey review. Our thoughts go out to all the affected by Alpha Dream bankruptcy claim. Now, I need to ask something because apparently I don't know something about video game history. I thought that Mario and Luigi anything was always owned by Nintendo.
Well, okay, no. I think what's actually happening here is Nintendo ultimately owns Mario in general, but Mario and Luigi, and you gotta notice the word after it, Mario and Luigi, the RPG series. That is its own set managed by Alpha Dream. I'm sure Alpha Dream has some sort of connection with Nintendo, has rights that were given by Nintendo, giving them permission to do this. But ultimately, I don't think this is your normal side-scrolling Mario games. I don't think that company's gone out of business. This is just for the RPG series, Mario and Luigi.
Yeah. So pretty much Alpha Dream also made Paper Mario as well, and a bunch of other titles. Pretty much they were licensed by Nintendo. However, they were developed by Alpha Dream.
Oh.
And back on to like how Alpha Dream started as a construction firm. Nintendo actually started out as a card company where they would make gift cards and other things like that.
Oh.
Same with Konami. They actually did a bunch of casino games, and Konami eventually transitioned into the video game industry.
Okay, well, I mean, now Konami makes a little more sense. They were in the casino gaming, and then they basically upped their game to more games.
Yeah. I didn't know Nintendo was a card company.
That's interesting.
I never knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I learned something today.
They actually published a bunch of playing cards over in Japan and a few
Oh.
here in the United States. And when they introduced Pokemon, they actually kind of went back to their roots with the trading card game when it was first introduced in 1990. And then following about 5 years later, in 1995, they actually introduced Pokemon the trading card game.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that. That is really interesting that they had that have that kind of history.
No, it works.
So now my question is, I guess, does this affect what happens to like Mario and Luigi in general, or because the original?
No.
Mario and Luigi will still be live and looking strong and jumping on those Koopa
mushrooms. But yeah, so okay, because I guess Nintendo's doing most of the development for the games, I guess, in general, so I guess nothing really would be affected by it. Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of think what'll end up happening is those who worked at Alpha Dream, they might be absorbed by Nintendo.
That would be kind of cool.
I would imagine that'll be what'll happen.
It's too bad there isn't a way to follow up on that, because I would really like to know exactly what happens, considering how that would really be. Yeah, that would be interesting to. I wish there was some sort of follow-up.
Considering they just filed a claim just like 4 days ago. For all we know, they're now in conversation with Nintendo. Like, okay, can you help us out here? And we may not hear about this in like the next month. It may take years before we actually get something actually happening here. It depends on how much Nintendo likes Alpha Dream.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Their products.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. That's a really good point. So, let's see. Oh, so I just realized something. The article that I was gonna go to, which is numbered, let's see, we're in 4, 5. So it's actually, are these two the same article, Cappy, on your section?
No, they're two different articles.
Okay. I feel like we kind of talked about it in combination.
We kind of covered the Windows 10X.
Yeah.
You kind of did both your articles at one time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move.
Move to 6 then.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. So I had to read. Now I had to read into this off stream because I was a little bit sketchy about this, like trying to talk about this. I was like, do I really want to talk about this? Because it's like, thing. But no, like if as I always say on the Morning Metro, and I will say it again. What's the thing that I always say? Our opinions are our own, and you guys can think whatever you want. And if you have concerns, you can always email us. But apparently, somehow the normal hand gesture of okay is somehow now
come on
is somehow now offensive.
If you're a true
it's
conservative,
a letter okay.
You have no problem doing this because you do not mean this in the way they're trying to say. You are literally saying okay.
I have a question. How does that? Okay. I want to know something. The history of the OK symbol, just in general. How did someone decide that somehow originally meant like okay? Was there a history?
That was designed by the ADL, which I
can't remember what ADL
American Disability Language. It's basically
it's
the
sign
organization that made all the sign language. And they decided
like
that
when you have like this, like I love you, that's I love you in sign language.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, the company that made all the sign languages, they decided this would mean okay in sign language.
Pluto said in chat, the O is your index and your thumb, and your other fingers are the K. Oh. That makes okay. I was wondering where that came from originally.
And the reason why they are now saying the OK hand signal is is racist is because look at this.
Uh-huh.
They're saying this is a W.
Uh-huh.
And this is a P going down, and that's white power.
Okay. Now for context, I read into this last night before I went to bed. The reason why they consider this an issue was because it originally originated out of the like the 4chan, dark realm area and some extremist groups, and they used it in a different context than we would normally use it as. And
it all depends on context, on what it means. I mean, for instance, you could do this and say that's the cross, but somebody else could say that's completely something else. That's racist.
Right.
It's all about the context. Now, the main story here, while covering the OK symbol as now being known as racist, which is crazy, the article itself is what we're going to be talking about a little bit. So a Universal Orlando actor was dressed up as the movie character Gru from Despicable Me, was fired for making the OK hand gesture that has been designated a hate symbol used by white supremacists in a photo with a biracial girl. Now, Grid, if you can go ahead, pull up that second link that just says image.
A little sketch, but okay.
It's all over Google. This is what's
for context. Of course, we don't mean like we obviously don't mean it as that. We're just talking about the fact. We obviously don't.
This is what we're going to talk about. Okay, so
sad.
Are you able to zoom in on anything? Can you zoom in on the red circle so we can just show that part?
I mean, you can kind of see it already.
If not, okay. So you see Gru is over there making that hand symbol, and all the photos you would normally find online when they were complaining about this would have the little boy over here in the lower right-hand corner cropped out. Why do they have him cropped out? Because if you look at his hand, he is doing the same exact thing.
But what I don't understand is that because the problem is that he's making the symbol upside down. So unless he's like,
made you look.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that game, where he put it.
I'm sure. But I'm trying to
look and then you punch him.
I don't mean it that way. I'm just trying to understand, like, first of all, even why. Like, I mean, like I said, I do know because I did.
They are noting everything as racist, everything as being fascist, as being white supremacist. If there is even a hint of it, or if they can make a hint of it, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter. If somebody sneezes wrong and it happens to sound Russian or German, all of a sudden they're a white supremacist, or they're a commie. So I mean, that's just how.
This is so silly in this. Like, I really live in a really stupid part of America, like a stupid time in America. That like literally anything is. I feel like I think really what this is the fact that people are. Yeah, I saw that image just dropped in Discord there. Yeah, okay. I don't know what. Okay. But I really. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. I know what I'm trying. I have a thought. I'm tired partially, and I'm also trying to think about this. I just think it's ridiculous that like this is considered these things. Like this is actually what people seem to think and feel. Now what I also wonder is also because I've talked about this with Mama Grid. I think a lot more people are probably more conservative than we think that they are, because it always seems like that we hear more about these, far left, being upset about something.
I can tell you why. I can explain why.
People have lost their minds.
No.
People are angry.
Like legit, and I'm sure Cappy would agree. This is almost scientific evidence. Almost being the key word there. Okay. Most of our media outlets are liberal. There's only a few major media outlets that are conservative. Fox News is probably the most conservative of all the media outlets of the major ones. All the other ones are basically all liberal, progressives. So
Mhm.
they are going to be pandering more towards progressives. And since they're pandering more towards progressives, they can put out these liberal viewpoints more quickly, more ferociously than a conservative outlet would. And a conservative outlet most likely wouldn't have put anything about this. I bet you the reason why this person was fired was because a liberal progressive walked up and said all of a sudden, that's a racist hand sign. And because he's a liberal and most of the media outlets are liberal, they all agree with him.
That's kind of an extreme analysis of it. I think what it really is that people are just getting people who get upset about anything and carry it through their whole life is usually somebody who had something happen to them either as an adult previously in their earlier years or as a child or something happened to them. Wow. They got angry about it and then are taking out on the rest of the world. That's really what that's what any of this really is. Mm-hmm. People are broken. We're all broken. Myself, Cappy, Gertron, like none of us are perfect here, obviously. And people can, take their anger and their frustration out in other ways. And then because of whatever, like, one thing or another is, they lash out at other people and other people get affected and hurt by it. Mm-hmm.
Now here's another thing. Us three here, mm-hmm. we are all 3 white straight men.
And
thereby, according to and conservative,
and also Christians.
That too, yes.
That too. If we had a liberal person show up in here, now we're not talking about your average liberal person that understands decency.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about your crazy liberal person.
Mm-hmm.
They would view us as 3 white supremacy racist people that need to be taken off the air because we don't have a black guy between us. Just saying. And that's also a segue to we need a black guy in the group. Just saying.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound offensive. Like I always say that, like, what we say is our own thoughts and stuff. And if you have a difference in opinion, that's fine. I don't mind you have a differences of opinion. So, like, because obviously I don't mind people having a different view than me. Like, I realize that's going to happen, and that's that's what makes us all unique.
Called racist in chat.
Oh, because the Pluto is you don't have a black guy. Give me, come on, help me. Pork. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I personally have a saying.
Go for it.
I hate everyone equally.
Exactly.
And I love everyone equally.
People want us to be treated equally. Well, then I hate you all equally.
It's just so ridiculous that this is just what things have come. That this is how people act, and this is how some people like feel, and it's just like, do you want to go seek some help? Because you look like you need help. I'm just saying. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I feel what I feel bad for though is because this symbol, this hand sign, has been deemed this. What I feel worse for is someone who's deaf and they speak through sign language, and this originally means to them that this is okay. And someone's gonna be like, oh, flashing symbol, and I feel bad because the deaf person's not gonna understand what they said, because to them, they mean it in one context and one context only, and because some special person with life issues decides that it means something or something else, that's frustrating for them.
Cappy, I love the image you just sent.
Trigger.
Share that on stream.
I don't. Can I get this to? I don't know if I can get this to. Oh gosh, can I? What happens if?
Open link a new tab.
It's not
and
letting me.
share it from there.
Oh, it's opened up in my. Oh, opened up in my Chrome image. Yeah, triggered. But yeah, it's just it. I just find it's just so dumb how low people have sunk, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm any better, but it's just really infuriating that this is what it's, you know, that's just, yeah, it's just dumb.
They couldn't just leave it at the people who can see and hear and talk just fine.
Exactly.
They now have to attack the deaf people.
Yeah, and that's not, and that's frustrating because, like, you know, they mean it as, it's just getting harder for people to communicate without, like, you know, worrying like, oh dear Lord, what am I gonna say that's gonna upset somebody today?
Yeah, and that's why I don't care.
No, I don't care either, but like, I just
okay, Brit,
I mean,
you do care a little bit. You do care a little bit. That was proven about 5 minutes ago. When I was like, okay, if you have no problem doing an okay sign, it took you guys a moment to work your way up into it. If you really didn't care and you knew there was nothing wrong with this, you wouldn't have had worried about the article, and that okay symbol would have been up in a heartbeat.
I mean, when was the last time you saw anybody use an okay symbol? Usually we go like this for okay.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
So use the okay sign.
Actually, what's funny is that thumbs up or thumbs down actually originates out of Roman culture, because usually when they had the gladiators fight to the death, usually it's that when they want to decide whether or not a gladiator lived or died, they either do a thumbs up or thumbs down. That's actually where that, historically speaking, as long as I'm correct, I think I am. That was originally, I mean, this could be considered offensive. Oh, thumbs down. Oh, you know, like, I mean, thumbs up and thumbs down is used on YouTube. What, is YouTube going to replace the thumbs up and thumbs down for something else because somehow it's going to mean something else?
Who knows?
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway, I just, whatever. I'm done talking about this. This is dumb. So this is something I care about because I play Rocket League, and I think this is something I think is also dumb. Rocket League devs reveal paid loot box replacements. Are you saying that I'm? Oh wow, Zapluto. I think Zapluto is joking actually, because I know him. Like I've played Rocket League with him, and he's a very joking sort of a person. Okay, so this was a short article. After promoting to remove paid loot boxes from Rocket League. Oh wait. After promising to remove paid loot boxes from Rocket League in August, developer Psyonix has revealed what will replace the contentious mechanic. The change and additional alterations are slated to take place this December. Psyonix announced that the blueprints will replace crates. Blueprints with varying rarities like painted, certified, and special editions will have a chance to drop after completing matches. To create them, you will need credits, Rocket League's new premium currency that can be used on Rocket Pass premium upgrades and purchases from new rotating item shop. What?
Okay, so they're just renaming it from loot boxes to blueprints. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
Except the difference is, okay, I play Rocket League. I can explain this. In Rocket League, you get a crate. So for example, you might have a ferocity crate or a player's choice crate, and you buy keys to open up a crate that will randomly drop a random item from that specific crate. In this case, I guess somehow they're trying to make it that you can buy what you want. Let me finish reading this and we'll talk about this, okay?
No. It's as varying rarities. Instead of opening up a crate and not sure what kind of rarity you're going to get, you purchase a loot box that guarantees, from what it sounds like, guarantees you a special edition or painted or certified. So you buy a special edition blueprint, and you're gonna get something like that. It's the same thing.
According to the article, to create them, you will need credits, Rocket League's new premium currency that can be used on Rocket Pass premium upgrades and purchases from new rotating item shop. Further, the item shop will feature a plethora of content, including new items, legacy crates, and more. All shop purchases are locked to your account, however, and cannot be traded. Oh, that sucks. Crates aren't the only mechanic getting replaced. Credits will replace keys, with all keys getting converted into credits. Psyonix did not quantify the conversion rate. Further, all remaining crates will be converted into blueprints. Finally, Psyonix explained that using paid content with different trade-in system will be disabled. This means that any items you obtain from those new changes cannot be traded in for something else, but any free post-game items can be traded. Psyonix will implement a new inventory management system when all of the when all these updates go live in December. Psyonix also revealed that today is Rocket League's final crate. The Vindicator crate will include new Sentinel battle card, which can be viewed below, and Nero, I don't even know how to pronounce, Nero aggregator goal explosion. Now the thing is,
it's not any different.
The thing is that we had last night on my personal stream, we had a conversation about this. Apparently, from what it sounds like, people who play Rocket League in China, okay, they have to use, from what I understand, they have to use a VPN to play Rocket League with the European and American countries. And from what it sounded like, they want to make Rocket League, I guess, free to play rather than it being something that you buy. So to make up that cost, they're switching it over to this system instead, which doesn't make a lot of sense because you could already buy like the DLCs and keys anyway. And again, this is out of if you guys want context,
change here. They're just replacing credits with keys and loot boxes with what they call paint pads.
Blueprints.
That is the same exact thing. They're just changing what it's called and probably what it looks like, but it's the same function. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't understand like how it's, unless I'm not getting the full story here, because I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there was more to it than this. Oh, this is the actual change log. Okay.
They are following up on their promise to remove paid loot boxes. They're just renaming it to paid blueprints. I mean, it's no longer called a loot box. Promise kept.
I disagree with how they're describing loot boxes because this is a loot box.
It's
a pre-release pack for Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Well, loot boxes we're referring to, and I mean, look at Battlefront 2. They have loot crates. Then that's virtual. I from what I'm gathering, you're referring to a physical box, while we're referring to digital boxes.
Doesn't matter. It's still the same.
It's the same thing. Loot boxes are the same as blueprints. Loot crates are the same thing as blueprints.
Zapluto says we aren't getting the full story. If you want to quick look up an article, Zapluto, about it, that would be actually really helpful. But it's annoying to the crates are annoying as it is because from my standpoint, like for example, so there was a particular decal that I wanted to get called the Dissolver. It's a black market decal. It's one of the rarest in the games to get, and you can only get it through either just by absolute pure chance, or if somebody happens to give it to you and they trade it to you for something else. I went to a different website that allows you to buy different things. Do you remember that trading website? Yeah, I do. I got the Dissolver skin through a website called, I think it's called Aora.com or whatever. And you could buy the skin that you wanted for a certain amount of actual, for a certain amount of money. Oh, they're trying. Okay. So Bork said, or Zapluto said, do you remember that trading website? They are trying to get rid of that website. So
Is that the idea? Is that the whole reason of doing this? Is to purely get rid of that website?
I guess because people are getting certain. I guess because it's circumventing the game itself because they're getting it through other means.
Oh, okay. So they don't like the fact that people are trading things outside of Rocket League. They want all the monies. They don't want monies elsewhere.
Basically, yes. That's
because when they say you'll need credits, Rocket League's new premium currency. How do you get these credits? Yeah, you probably can get them by winning matches, but you're most likely going to get these credits by straight up purchasing them, just like you would keys.
Right. But it doesn't. But I guess because of how they want you to get the thing from Rocket League, again, cutting out the middleman. So okay, so I guess because yeah, I guess it makes sense now because like I got the Dissolver skin through a third party. And then what it does is that they basically okay, so you buy it from the website, they add you as a friend on Steam, this bot gets online on Rocket League, offers to trade with you, and then it trades you that skin or decal or whatever, and then you get it, and then that's how you get that's how I got the Dissolver skin. And they're like, and Psyonix is like, oh crap. You know, this trading system and everything. And the problem is that from a game mechanic standpoint, the trading system is really fun because, like, you know, certain things do have market value. Like the Dissolver skin, you know, is I don't remember exactly what there's a whole rating system of like what is rated a certain amount versus not. But it's one of the few games that lets you have, you know, like you have the Steam Marketplace the Steam, is that right? The Steam Marketplace, you have Steam Marketplace, and that those, you know, like for example, PUBG had a thing where you could trade certain amounts on Steam or on Steam Marketplace for a certain amount of value, and that's the money that you got back as Steam money based on things that you sold.
Mm-hmm. You don't get much though, but you do get a little.
I feel like if Psyonix is so worried about the money or something, why don't they just utilize the Steam Marketplace and they just take a certain cut of the deal?
Because here's the thing, Steam would take some of that profit as well, and they want all the monies.
So Zaplos says in chat, you get them from purchasing. Realize how they didn't make them tradable.
Yeah, it's no longer tradable, meaning that you can't even trade them in game for different things. They are legitly shutting down trading in general.
That's why they are trying to get rid of Alpha Console also, because you can get skins from that. So Psyonix has basically turned into an unfortunate monster, which is ridiculous. Why they've done this, I don't know, or why.
It's for the money. It's greed. That's
well,
exactly
the thing
why
about
they're doing
it. What doesn't make sense is that like we've had this for forever, and now they're owned by Epic Games, but Epic Games aren't doing anything for them besides taking their money. Wait, from Psyonix? Is that what you mean? Because I'm okay. Cappy, what do you think about this? You're sitting here quiet. You know, what? Any thoughts on this at all?
Not really. I mean, I feel bad for them that they have to do this because of Epic Games. So, I mean, I just feel like this is the result of what happens when you sign exclusive deals with the Epic Games. So.
Is the deal with Rocket League, is that an exclusive or permanent deal?
I believe it's permanent.
That's stupid. So
Nothing's
you know,
ever permanent. I'm just gonna point that out there. You can get out of anything.
I can also see. I can also see why they have the Rocket Pass too, which is kind of like, I haven't spent money for it, but I'm almost tempted to, because like if you buy like 10 keys and you put it toward Rocket Pass, you mostly get all those keys back. But anyway, yeah. So this is what they're doing.
Okay.
Got me, Grotron. Yeah.
Forward.
Let's see. 7. Where's the last one? Okay, so we only had 8 articles. Is that right?
No, we have 9. You have 9.
Oh, Well, rip.
I have 8. We have the one up top about from American Military News, and then your last one will be Twitch will be showing more live sports. Right now,
more.
This one kind of hits home a little bit.
Okay, really quick as a side note from a show host perspective, I don't like jumping around. I think we should just I think we should just have dedicated sections because this jumping around is really jarring.
Hey,
we were just trying something. For anybody,
it's a nice test.
For anybody who was listening, I'm sorry we're jumping around a lot. We were trying to figure out a better, because we have 3 people and we had like 2 to 3 articles per host and stuff. So this is kind of unusual for us to do all this. I'm so sorry if you feel jarred right now, and I feel jarred. But go ahead and we'll quick go through this and we'll get this done. This is an extremely long article.
Next time we'll have different. Okay. So House passes a bill to give illegal immigrants universal e-medical records years ahead of veterans. Now, for those of you who don't know what a veteran is somebody who has gone to war for this country, has fought and bled for this country, has come back, and obviously they're now aged and they're retired and they need help.
Yeah.
So on 9/27 of 2019, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill to implement new universally connected electronic medical record system for migrants ahead of efforts to implement those same medical systems for U.S. military veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what these e-medical records are, it's really advanced medical records to keep all their information documented to get them the best help they can possibly get them. Okay? Ahead of U.S. military veterans. Now, what this does, it requires the Department of Homeland Services provide these e-records to illegal aliens within 90 days, while it usually takes years for one veteran to get it. And there was another vote on the floor, which I don't know if this article mentions, but I listened to this on the news as well. There was a vote on the floor before this bill passed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a vote on the floor to say, okay, this is fine, but let's take care of our veterans first.
Yeah, you should take care of your veterans.
All the Democrats voted against it.
Well, yeah, of course they would.
So here's my things. And yes, I like politics.
Well, maybe you should have just run for office.
I have too many skeletons in the closet. I would never survive it.
Oh gosh.
Here's the thing. These veterans bled and died. Some of them died for us, and obviously we can't take care of them now.
Right. Yeah.
The ones who are still living and disabled or having mental PTSD issues or just need help in general. We should at the very least be taking care of them before we take care of somebody who's broken the law and come into our country illegally. Please. And this just goes to show that the Democrats, the liberals, the progressives care more about other countries than they do about their own country. And that is just, it's horrible.
My explanation is the same as before. They're just people who are hurt and broken and decide to take it out on the rest of the world.
Yeah.
America should take over Canada. Oh gosh, I don't think there's a reason to do that. No.
Too many progressives over there.
Gosh.
Help. We blame Canada for everything. We don't need to be saying we blame America for everything now.
I have to ask, is there anybody standing up for the veterans for this particular case? Because this is just stupid.
It's the Republicans are standing up for it. The president's standing up for it. It passed the House. I bet you it does not pass the Senate.
It better not.
It probably won't even be taken up in the Senate.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. The Senate is, or not Senate. The House is too busy trying to impeach Trump, so I don't think this will just go to the back burner because they're.
Oh no, it's already passed the House. It's done in the House.
Well,
it's
would
up
be.
to the Senate now to take it up and pass it or not pass it. But here's the thing: if the Democrats take both the House and the Senate in 2020, they can pass whatever they want. This will be passed. Illegal immigrants again will be benefited more than American citizens, and especially those American citizens who fought and bled for our country, which is outrageous And to me, I'm gonna go a little liberal here. It is treasonous to do so.
I can see it being a little bit. It's not treasonous though, because you're not.
Treason is any action you take against your own country. I consider this an action taken. That's not an actual definition. I can look up. Let me write quick. Let's get an actual definition.
While Gertrude knows that, Cappy, what do you think of this?
Go ahead. I have the definition.
It really depends on how they come into the country. Like if they're on
what is it? Yeah.
Oh, what is it called?
The visa?
Seeking asylum?
No, yeah, asylum, because they're technically...
Here's the thing. And I know where you're going with that. And I just want to explain this. This is purely for illegal immigrants, not those who have clearly come in here the right way seeking asylum. These are for those who are already entered the country
who aren't registered,
illegally.
basically.
They are completely unregistered. They haven't said anything about asylum. They're in America doing whatever they want. That's what we're referring to here, specifically.
Okay, but Cappy, still, what do you...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Honestly, they're obviously here for one reason or another, and see, I take sides from both. I'm very how should I put it? Neutral when it comes to political things. Like I do agree with this. I don't agree with it. I do think that there should be a case-by-case basis on it, but saying that all illegal immigrants immediately get their health records before veterans, no. That we should be taking care of our citizens first and only.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they do seek asylum or come in the right way, then yes, they are considered citizens and they should be taken care as if they were our citizens.
Yep.
Yeah. Once their asylum has been actually accepted, because you have to go through the whole trial phase to actually be completely granted asylum. And treason is defined, and Bork says this: the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. Now, the especially part, that's just says especially. It doesn't mean it's limited to just that. The crime of betraying one's country. I consider caring more about illegal immigrants who have no citizenship here, giving them more benefits than American citizens who are a part of this country. If you're not an American citizen, you are not a part of this country. You are betraying the country by giving aid and comfort to, I consider illegal immigrants as enemies. That's aid and comfort to the enemy.
So we're talking about Americans, or we're talking about people, because now you have to understand also too, there are people who have come from other countries that have like green cards that aren't naturalized.
That's fine. If you were in the country legally with a visa, a green card or something, you're a part of the country for however long that visa, green card says you are.
Okay,
you may not be able to vote, but you are a part of the country.
Because the reason why I brought that up is because some of my family members that I'm related to either had green cards and became naturalized, or are here right now, or visit either right now as green carded or visa or whatever and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want people to, I don't want to support somebody who's not here like legally, as we've probably stated and stuff. I'm almost tired of talking about immigration, actually, because like we already know that like there are a ton of illegals here, and it's kind of like it's kind of like, okay, this is just nothing new right now. Like,
this is new. It just came out.
No, I know, but as far as just how we already know, like the bias and the favoritism, things like that, it's just kind of like, okay, there's a lot to immigration, especially illegal immigration. Yeah, I realize that. And it's not going to get any better. Like this is just going to get worse.
Yeah, and to your point of we've heard about this already. We need to just stop talking about. That's what the liberal Democrats want you to do. They want you to get sick and tired of hearing about it, sick and tired of talking about it, so they can push stuff like this under the rug.
The reason why I say that is because I personally know is that it's not going to get resolved.
It only gets resolved when it only gets resolved when we as American citizens vote to get it resolved. By me pointing out what the Democrats are doing, whoever listens to this, a Democrat, a liberal may listen to this and realize that, hey, we really should be taking care of our veterans first.
No, our veterans
and that
should
could change
be.
their mind. That could change their vote, and their vote could be the difference between this being enacted and more progressive left political agenda being pushed onto us. Because the left just keeps on going left, and
if you go
we're gonna have open borders. So
if you go too left, you're just gonna fall off.
And if you go too right, you're gonna fall off too.
Yeah.
Better to be in a center.
Anyway, oh my gosh, I don't have anything to say this. I think it's
okay.
I think this is dumb. This is just something that I can't, because like there's a lot of veterans who have talked about the fact that they're not being taken care of.
Oh yeah.
And it's not fair because like, especially guys who have been like, have fought in things like World War II and World War I and, and everything in Vietnam and all of that other stuff. And it's really kind of ridiculous that, and they've been trying to like, advocate and be advocated for. And like, and the very ironic thing is that if it weren't for people like them, we wouldn't have this country for us to fight over again politically. So like, I don't know why the Democratic Party can't just get your crap together, putting it very politely, fix your personal moral issues, and then could you please realize what you're doing and how disrespectful you're being to our veterans? Like it's just really kind of whatever. It's just dumb.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
I don't have anything more to say. Cappy, do you have anything else to say? Because if not, I'm just gonna move on.
Nope.
All right, I'm moving on. We're moving on. I'm dumb.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
Done. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm sorry. My brain's fried. I'm done. Okay. This is cool because I think this is really fun in light of TwitchCon being it would have been, I guess about a week ago or a week or two ago. Yeah, about a week ago today or so.
Bork has something.
Well, they could put it in chat and then we can come back to, we can circle back to it. Okay, so this is cool. Why Amazon's Twitch, Facebook, and tech giants want live sports. Was this a short article? I don't remember. I guess it's sure enough I could go through. Amazon's streaming platform Twitch will exclusively broadcast the upstart National Women's Hockey League games and a new partnership starting this fall. Joining other tech giants, which are experimenting with live sports as more users ditch traditional television for digital options. In a 3-year agreement, Twitch will live stream all of the NWHL, that is a long set of letters, regular season and playoff games, and collaborate with the league on interactive content for fans. Known as a primary destination for esports and video game streamers, Twitch also holds streaming rights for NBA's lower tier G League, airs Major League Soccer content, and simulcasts NFL Thursday Night Football alongside Amazon Prime Video. Twitch, by extension, Amazon is one of several tech leaders ramping up investments in live sports in a bid to maintain their user base and lure new consumers. Facebook, Google parent company Alphabet, and even Apple have explored adding live sports to the platform in recent years. Tech companies are expected to be more among the bidders when broadcast rights deals for NFL, NBA, and other pro league sports expire in the coming years. So I'm gonna take this just real quick here. So this is amazing. Like that. First of all, it's just cool in general that just Twitch is becoming, because this is like one of my favorite platforms to really to stream on. But like streaming like live sports on a platform such as Twitch, I think it's gonna hopefully make like Twitch streaming and game streaming in general like more normal, because people might get more used to it and realize that like, hey, this is not just for, you know, gamers and streamers. This is for, you know, kind of for everybody. What do you guys think of it? Just in the first half of me reading this.
I'm definitely for it. Like, the fact that a lot of people are cutting cables and other things like that, like getting rid of satellite and cable TV and going for more streaming and other things like that, definitely resonates in this article. And the fact that Twitch wants to like, hey, we're not just about gaming. We actually want to include some other things as well. And honestly, it would not surprise me if Twitch.tv announces within a year or two that they're going to start streaming live television.
I could see that.
So I will say, I don't pay for cable, as everybody knows. I use internet, and I have a site where I watch Fox News on, and this particular site also has like 30 other channels on it. Of, you know, going from FX, HBO, TBS, Sci-Fi, and it's all live stream channels for free.
And what I find kind of interesting is, so during TwitchCon, on Twitch in general, there's something called a stream team. And basically it's in a collection of channels that are on like a teamed list that you can cycle through and kind of, you know, click on like you would flipping a channel. And I found myself during TwitchCon clicking on Twitch's TwitchCon channel, and I was like, I don't know why, for some reason, clicking on different channels in that stream team actually did make me feel like I was flipping through channels like I would on the television. But in this case, there were actually things I actually wanted to watch. And I've just found it like, you know, because I don't, and unfortunately, the bad part is that our TV antenna on top of our house is like weathering away, like literally like weathering away. And it's like we're picking up less channels. We haven't really had a chance actually to replace the antenna, but I'm to the point where it's like I barely watch TV anymore. Like I really am usually watching like Twitch streams or watching YouTube or whatever, because like it's more of because the problem with TV, unless you have cable, there's never really anything on that you want to watch. Like, I don't know if Cappy, do you still watch TV, or do you watch the main? So how do you get your content that you want to watch?
Video games.
Okay, so do you watch anything in general, like, you know, movies, series, or whatever?
The last movie I watched was Hellboy 2019.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But like it's not that I don't like watching movies. I do, but it's also the case of that. What I'm getting tired of with TV is that now I completely understand. Ads pay for things. Wait, what the grid? Don't you dare say that the Game Terrorist is now partnered with. Wait, what? Oh, now partnered with Nickelodeon. I don't even. Okay.
By the way, the Game Theorist is now partnered with Nickelodeon.
Are they really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, wait, what? I'm so confused. But what I'm trying to say is that like TV, the advertising on television is like almost unreal. Half of the show is literally just ads, and you get so little. Honestly, by the end of the hour-long slot, you get so little content of the show that it's kind of like I'm mainly just watching ads. Now,
usually how it works is you have for an hour-long show, it's usually 42 minutes of show, 20 18 minutes of commercials. That's usually how it works.
And it's not that I don't like, I'm at a, like, as an affiliate on my main channel, they're going to be implementing picture-in-picture ads, and it's not going to interrupt your stream like while you're live streaming. And like, I don't mind that I would suddenly now be able to get ad revenue, because I'm gonna be honest, YouTube stripped ad revenue and other stuff from people who don't have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which was a poor move on YouTube's part. Absolutely garbage move. And I'm still frustrated over it. Because that was one of my other streams of income, was making some money off of YouTube. And I'm gonna be honest, it was only like $1 or $2 like per, however thing. So like, I don't really care if people know how much I made on YouTube. It wasn't that much at all. But
enough to buy a cup of coffee.
Yes, basically. Hey, but as long as it's good coffee, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, Starbucks.
Oh, dude, I haven't had Starbucks in forever.
Okay, let's go.
But what so the fact that this stuff is now going to the internet is really nice now, and especially the fact that now that Twitch is also revamping how ads work, means that while we're watching those pro league sports, they're still getting their advertising. It's not interrupting what we're watching, but we're still getting more of what we actually care about. Now, I have to say, I need to critique this. The way the NFL streams NFL games is actually disgusting, because every time there was like a break, Twitch chat was freaking out. They were like, "Oh my gosh, ad." The NFL needs to change how they broadcast the NFL games, because they're used to doing it as a, as geared toward television. They need to fix that. So that's my only critique. But going on here with this article, that's a big takeaway. We're in an era of experimentation with media distribution, said Tom Richardson, a professor at Columbia University Sports Management Program and senior vice president at Mercury Intermedia. I don't think anyone on either side of the equation knows exactly what's going to work and what's not going to work, but I think the platform and most of the leagues at this point in history are embracing the spirit of experimentation, and frankly, they're learning from one another. Amazon pays $65 million annually, gee whiz, to stream 11 NFL Thursday night football games on Prime, the multi-level subscription service that serves as a key source of its revenue. The e-commerce giant also holds rights to air a package of games from English Premier League. Facebook's sports portfolio includes Champion Leagues, soccer, and a handful of NLB games. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell told Sports Business Journal that last month that Amazon, Google, and Facebook are already in discussions about the league's broadcast rights. He was quoted saying, "I do firmly believe that these other platforms are going to be players in the future negotiation, and frankly, they are in current negotiations," Goodell said. With expiration dates for major sports league rights still years away, deals with smaller scale leagues can help tech platforms gain valuable data about viewer interest, information, and will come in handy as executives mull larger investments. We're dealing with these incredibly powerful, wealthy monoliths in digital media. Companies like Amazon, Facebook. I don't know what this one is. Etc. Sorry, he should have done the abbreviation, etc. And their whole business is built on essentially the aggression of different types of content, then optimizing for it future investments and future monetization, Richardson added. And there's a little bit more at the end here. So, but basically, yeah, like this will be very interesting to see how this works. I think this is a fantastic, move for these companies to, start, because it's, we're already used to like getting exclusive content through Prime and Netflix, stuff like that. And then to have these other companies, put more of their hands into this stuff is going to be pretty interesting. And it also might mean that for those people that stream on Facebook Live, I don't know why, if you put Facebook Live, there's something wrong with you, or Amazon or Mixer or whatever. Now, that's something interesting though. I didn't see Microsoft's Mixer listed in this. You think Microsoft's gonna try to get their hand in Pro League streaming sports?
I would imagine yes, but right now their Mixer platform is still in beta.
Oh.
So I would imagine maybe not just yet, maybe in the near future.
I'm
That's
not
fair.
into sports, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Ziplo said they're trying to find out the ninja situation, Kappa. Oh gosh. But yeah, no, definitely very cool. I'm interested to see how these deals work, and it'll be the future looks bright, as they say. So yeah.
I like my ad blockers.
Yeah, but here's the problem with ad blocker though. You're stealing someone's revenue. And if somebody makes money off of ads, that's why like people are having trouble making it on YouTube as far as money, because people do use ad blocker. And
it's
that's
annoying ads. For instance, okay, if the ad's relevant to me, it's fine. But okay, I was trying to watch this. It was a Star Wars Empire at War deal, and the ads that kept popping up was Barbies. For Barbies, the play toys. I'm like, I have no interest in this at all. And then another one was about tampons. Again, I have no interest in tampons.
Gertrude, do we need to have a talk?
lol.
I'm just like, okay, if the ads were more relevant, I watch them. There are some ads that when they pop up, because on my phone, I do have a way to block the ads on my phone, but I have to use a different app to watch YouTube videos and access Facebook. Some of the ads I actually find entertaining and I like to watch.
Yeah.
But usually, no. And especially, okay, one thing I don't like when I access Twitch to watch your stream, if I access it on the computer, it blocks any ad. I never see ads on your stream other than the ones you actually incorporate into your actual stream.
See, the thing about it is that like those ads, I don't control those ads.
Exactly.
Right now anyway.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Now, when I access Twitch on my phone, it shows the ads. Fine. But, it doesn't allow me to communicate with you, just post any messages until it's done with this. Sometimes they're 30 seconds. I had one that literally was a 5-minute long ad that I had to sit through before I could watch your stream.
Now, let me ask you something, because they announced at TwitchCon that are doing a basically, so it's a picture-in-picture. So like it would basically, so imagine my stream, it would just swap, and the ads here, but my stream's here.
Okay, and I know what a picture-in-picture is. The question is it just going to be a picture, or is it going to have audio too? Will your audio be muted?
I have no idea.
Playing? And if so, that becomes kind of annoying, because then it ruins the experience. If you're in the middle of having a conversation, like I'm in the middle of typing out a message to you, saying da-da-da-da-da, asking you a question on there, and then all of a sudden you answer. But while you're answering, the ad pops up and mutes your mic. So now I have no idea if you answered the question. And now I have to complain at an ad block.
See, for right now, I don't know what that's going to look like until Twitch deploys it within the next like 2 weeks. So I guess, this will be week 1. I guess next week will be week 2 or something. And I won't know that until, until we actually, see it. But
I will disable my ad blocker while testing it out. If I find that it is not obtrusive, then I will disable it for only your
just Twitch in general. I don't know if you can pick
not Twitch in general. With my ad blocker, I can block ads on particular pages.
But oh gosh,
right now your ads are just too annoying to watch.
I just got a text from my ISP saying that supposedly I was going to. Why am I getting a call back from my? I already took care of this.
You're okay.
There we go. Done. Yeah. So
you made me lose my train of thought.
Ad block, disabling for Twitch, something.
I was talking about blocking ads. Oh, right now your ads that show up are junk.
I don't control those. I can't even. I probably couldn't even control what company ads that I play either. It's just whatever Twitch has in their arsenal of ad partners that they're with.
You should take a page from Linus Tech Tips. You watch them.
Yeah.
He doesn't show ads on his content. He does is he builds them into the video itself, so it can't be blocked.
That'd be great if I actually had somebody to partner with, like Corsair or MSI, whatever.
What you can do is you can find products that your streamers like and to have links that they can access to purchase them, where you get commissions off them.
That'd be great if I could partner with somebody that actually did that.
You don't need to partner with.
Yes, you do, because that's the only way you get affiliate links.
There are so many companies that you can easily just get affiliated with. You don't even have to really go through a process other than give me your email address, make a username, and there you are. You have an affiliate link, and you can sell said product. I did that while I was in high school and a little bit while I was in college, selling products just like that. I sold these Eco Nuts, which basically, you, instead of using laundry detergent, you throw those in the washer and they can be used multiple times over and over again and actually clean laundry even better. Because it was all natural. You could sell. Well, this one girl I know sells Scentsy. I don't think you'd be interested in that at all. But you can get into these things. It is so simple. Take you 5 minutes to get into them. Take you some time to fully get it set up on how you want to actually promote it, but
right. But see, the thing is that I'm already an affiliate with Twitch. They already have ads. In other words, suck it up and play the ads.
You can do more than that, and
I don't know. This sounds like I feel like we're getting out of the realm of the show right now, in all honesty. So I think this is like an off stream discussion. So I'm going to try to unlock this other device I use to play the outro, because I'm gonna wind this show down now. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this long episode of the Morning Metro. We've almost actually hit 1:50 with having 3 people, by the way, just so you know.
2 hours, you mean?
Almost 2 hours.
An hour and 50 minutes.
Let me see what this quick little image. Can I not have this do it? Can this? Average number of battle, that was per conflict since. Okay, it's just a number. All right, well, I'm already kind of playing the outro, so we'll have to take a look at it for next time instead. But thank you guys, we have been your hosts, Gertron, and Cappy. We will be back hopefully probably around October 19th. So I might have something going on. I don't remember if I have a family event that day, actually. I need to double check that. So that's gonna be a pending date. Because my sister and husband I think are having, I guess, a baby dedication or something at our church, so I may or may not be here this morning. I have to see what the date is. We'll see where it is. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and until then, you have a good rest of your Saturday, and even better Monday when you hear this episode, and until then, take care. See you soon.
Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye now. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Morning Metro. All stories and articles belong to their respected companies. Songs used for broadcasts. Intro music, Retro Funky by Persephone. Remix by Sundance. Outro music, 305 by Approach Nirvana. All music belongs to their respected copyright holders. For article submissions, questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com.